Ready?
Are you
Yeah,
on?
ready.
Yes, now you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so hi
Hello, guys.
everybody. I'm Hugo and here is Luca. We are both working at Prototypo. I'm a graphic and type designer, and he's a graphic designer and working on typefaces as well. And we are working on the development of the app, working on the templates, working on making Prototypo even better. So I'll give the lead to Luca, who will explain the project we're working on today.
So, hello guys. Today we are gonna do a lettering, which actually is this one. This one. We're gonna use Prototypo to make these letters in the application, and we'll show you how to do this. So let's switch in the application
to the interface.
Yeah.
So to start, it's really important to know what kind of project you want to do before you start, and you select one of the available templates. So you know where you want to go. Is it like a lettering project, logotype project, a typeface for text, whatever kind of use, but it's better to know so you can select the right templates accordingly to your needs.
Yeah. Basically, as you can guess, for this webinar, we're gonna work with this template. Which actually is from...
It's the latest release templates. We have now 5 templates. They're all made by Production Type, a famous Paris type foundry. We are trying to add like one new template every 6 weeks. And the idea is to cover like the widest spectrum of possibilities.
Okay, so here we go.
Let's start.
Let's start with the anti-Gothic. So I create a new project for the second session, and now, okay, let's go in the application.
So here you have the basic typeface without any changes. I'll just lead you to the different views of the application. So the one you see here, it's the word view. You can type text and set what you need. You also have the text view, which Luca is going to show you here. So you can insert text, you can add like pangrams, you can add like lorem ipsum, or just write stuff or copy-paste some content. And then the last view is the glyph view that you see on the left. So this view gives you the possibility to edit the serifs. You can add or remove serifs, for example, but we'll show you that later. You also have the manual editing function here. So here it's more when you want to refine the letters at the end. And the last one that we added recently is the shadow. So it's now possible to drag OTFs and to add them in the background and create like super families or variants. So then it works with 4 tabs that you see here on the left. The first one is the letters proportion. So you have the X height, you have the cap height. You can set the ascender, descender height. You can change the position of the crossbar. You can change the width of the letters. It's also possible to make like an italic typeface with the slant. And you can also make like backslanted typefaces. The overshoot, it's more something you kind of, if you want something more refined, like for example for text, it's possible to change that. Then you have the style. the style tab. So here it's more the styling of the letter, so the thickness. If you want to make a very heavy, like to generate variants, like from regular to medium, bold, extra bold, and so on, you can make something lighter as well. So here we are with the regular, and we can edit like the light version. Then you can change the contrast of the letters. If you want, for example, to make something for something display for a poster or something more classy or luxury, it's possible. Then you have the aperture, so it's up to you to change how open you want the letters to be. So you can change the like both top and bottom, and you can do it separately. And the last one is the curviness. So it's more if you want something more like squarish or more triangular.
Okay.
So then the third tab, it's the serif view. So here you have 12 parameters to change the serif shapes. So first we need to add serif. So then you can change the height of the serif according to the design. And then you can, for example, change the median if you want something more triangular or something more like a slab serif. And then it's possible to add bracketed curves as well if you want something smoother. You can change many things, and it's really possible to make like all the serifs you want with the parameters. So if we go back to the lettering, then we have the advanced settings. So here it's more the settings you do at the end. So if you want to change or refine the spacing, if you want something really tight for display, for example, for logo type, or something more looser, it's possible. You can change the diacritic position. So like dots, accented characters, and then it's capital thickness and all the small caps adjustments, so the height, thickness, and width. So now Luca is going to show you how to get to the visual word we worked on, the record.
Okay, no problem. So, first of all, let's focus on
the words.
On the words which actually have 5 letters. So R, I, C, O, R, D. Like this.
So since it's a sans serif typeface, the first thing we want to do is to make sure that the serifs are no longer used. So here we go in the components tab, and we say that we want to remove the serifs.
Yeah, so with this option you can remove all the serif in the letters, just like this, to make sure there is no problem or conflict with the point we all needed the letters, like here for example. Okay, and the R it's okay, and the D it's okay too. So first of all, we're gonna work with the A lowercase. We're gonna just make the excite correct according to the other letters. So for that we're gonna use the individualization option, which is here actually. So you can create a group to just make some change only on one letters or group of letters. For example, if I select only the E lowercase, I just call it hello. Okay, save the change, and now my interface is in yellow, which means actually I work only on this letter. So I'm gonna reach the size of the other letters with the excites.
So you have two ways of working. You can work directly with the sliders, or you can set values
Yeah.
if you want to show them.
Actually,
If you have like precise numbers you want to use, precise height, you can set it.
so even 16 is better, I think. So, okay. Now I have all my letters at the same height, so now I can switch to
The general mode.
General mode, yeah, exactly. Then the second thing to do is to adjust the thickness. So now I'm gonna just make more heavy letters, but okay, the value is actually 19, so I just write it and then it's okay. Okay, no problem. And after that, we're gonna close a bit the... another thing we want to show you is this little square over there. You can just show the glyph list and have all the glyph here and just select to have this in this view, for example, or this view. And you can also choose to type directly in this little square here. So if I tap R, T, A, it's more easier. Okay.
And you also have, you can change the view on the right for the glyph view.
Yeah.
If you want to see the outlines. So here it works like this.
Like see, you can see
and
the
then you can reset the view.
Actually. Okay. No problem. So let's close a bit this letter. Like we'll show you.
And you wanted to show the short keys as well?
Short keys?
The accuracy.
Yeah, yeah. Short keys. Okay, so come on, but so in the manual editing option, you have some short keys. We're actually playing on the dots. So the first.
So since we are working with a skeleton, the skeleton is represented with the green squares.
And the blue squares are the
it's the outline.
Outline, yeah, outline points. So in the outline points, you have some handles. How can you say that? Handles. And the handles actually works like the point in how do you say glyphs or maybe rubber fonts. You can just doing like that, for example. So if I select just one point, it will move the three others because they are linked actually. But you have some shortkeys, like if I just tape options and command tab on my keyboard, it will just move one point, or if I just tap options, it will just move these 2 points, and if I just tape command, it will just move this one, those ones. So, and you have some other shortkeys like to improve the distribution, for example. So if I press the D button, I can just move the distribution of the skeleton here. And if I just press the A on my keyboard, I can just move the angle like this.
Yeah.
And if I just press the W, I can just act on the width of the letter actually, but not on the angle. Because if you just do not press any touch on your keyboard, it will just acting on all of the settings in the same time. So if you want to be more precise, you have just to use the short keys. Okay, so now I'll just reset my glyph and then go back to the lettering. So we're gonna close a bit this letter with the manual editing. So now as you can see, there is a little square here, and then in the little square you have some values here, which actually are the values of the points. And
it's the coordinates?
Yeah, coordinates. So my coordinate for this first point is around 360. So you can just... Okay. And you can remove the points with the mouse and with the keyboard too, with the arrow. So I can move pixel from pixel or 10 pixel from 10 pixel with the shift key. So the goal is 346. Let's reach 346 on the A. Okay. And for the top, we're gonna reach, okay. In the letters you have different components, and in all the components there is one point will lead the other points. So actually this is this one. You will understand when I move this one because it moves all the components like this. And I just adjust with the keyboard. Okay. 361. And I will do the same thing on this letter, you see. So here the value is 361. To make the same design on both letters. 361. Okay. 362. 361. And then the same thing on the bottom. 346. Okay, 43, 44, 45, 46. Okay. Okay. After that, we'll just work on the air cap. So now we are gonna make this angle at 90 degrees. So for this, I just take a point and I will draw my angle like this.
So here you work with the distribution?
Yeah, I'm working with the distribution because all the skeleton points are linked with the how do you say that?
The outline points?
Outline points, thank you. So if I move the skeleton points, the outline points will follow, obviously, but I can move the outline points without the skeleton points. So now I just need to remove this to keep my contour points right, like this. Okay, so here I have my angle, and now I just want to get a bit down with these parts to have the same design like the A and the C. So I think pretty good. So now I just need to remove a bit with the handles, these parts, and the short keys. So just like this. Okay, to make it a bit smoother. Okay, and here there is small details, but you cannot be very precise with the application. So just like this. Okay.
So now you want all the counter shapes to look the same.
Yep.
So we have now the C and the O that looks tighter and more condensed. So the idea is to change that on the R, E, and the D to fit and to have the same visual rhythm.
Yeah. So now I'm just take the lead point here, and I will, because it leads actually this part of the letter, so I'm gonna
the right part.
The right part. So I'm gonna just do this, and my contour points a bit less. Just like this. With the keyboard, it's more precise, so usually I prefer work with this. And after that, I can just adjust a bit the angle here. And here too. one needs to be put there like this. Okay, and this one.
So to change the width of the letters, you have two ways to proceed. You can do it manually, or you can use the individualization parameter, saying I just want to change the R and the E, and then you just play with the width slider, and it will reduce the width.
Yeah. Let's do the same thing on the D. So I think the lead points is this one. Yeah. So 10 pixels. Yeah, I think it's okay like that.
Good.
Okay, and then last part on the R. So the R, the lead points, I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. So here I'm good, but I need to adjust the first point. I work. And as you can see, the second point is adjusting itself with the first point. So now I just need to make 1 pixel more, and I think it will be. Let's zoom into this.
And as you see, sometimes it doesn't take so much time to make something very special. You don't need to use all the parameters. With 2 or 3 parameters and a bit of like manual editing, you can quickly get like the shapes you want for lettering or a logo. If you want to edit a typeface with the full character set, then it takes some time to check everything and see if everything fits your wishes. But it's really powerful because you generate different variants really quickly.
Yeah.
And it's also good to generate ideas, because sometimes when you have to design from scratch, you have like a specific idea in mind, but when you work with parameters, it can always go somewhere else, and sometimes it creates ideas you weren't thinking about.
Exactly. So now we are just adjust a bit the overshoot because we want something very squarish. So we just put it actually down like this. So I get this letter as well closed because of the overshoot. So we need to adjust a bit with the keyboard.
So the idea is then to make something more squarish.
Yeah.
So you're going to use the curviness parameter, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this one just to make 346. Yeah, I'm in. And this one 361. Okay, no problem. And now we just use the curviness parameter to make it a little bit squarish.
So if you just double click on the view, it will jump back to the glyph view, the general glyph view.
Exact.
So here you can really see the changes if you just go back and show them. So you see in live what changed.
If I go back for more angular letters, it will be like that. And actually, I want something more squarish, so I think
something boxier and more.
Here it's power. It's good.
Okay.
Okay. And the last short key is this one. When you are working with the manual editing and you are very, very close to your letter, like this, for example, if you just press Z key, it will show you all the letters in the same time.
Right.
Okay. So let's double click.
So the last step now is the spacing.
Exact.
Since the counter shapes are very closed, we want to adjust the spacing to have something tighter, so that the rhythm is really like regular.
Yeah, regular and narrow. And now, as you can see, you have two green lines.
So when you're in the manual editing mode, You can also adjust the spacing manually.
Yeah, just like this. For example, as you can see on the text view, it will move to reach what we want. Oh, there is a...
And at any time you can say that you want to reset the glyph, as you see on the middle left of the screen, or you can reset the point's position, or you can also, when you change the spacing values manually, reset the spacing as it was.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice, and then
maybe it needs some adjustments on the
Yeah.
or, both left and right.
This.
And on the right side, on the left side, sorry.
Like this.
And we are, yeah,
And
we're
the,
slowly coming to the results.
and the D a bit tight, like this. And the last thing is, as you can see, in the counterpoints of the O.
Yeah, since
we
we used the curviness parameter.
Oh, it's the overshoot.
Oh, it's the overshoot. It changed the counter shape. So with the manual editing, we can change that back and just modify the curviness of the inside of the letters.
Okay, so I think this point will lead the other. So if I just going down this one, I'm just hold the press shift actually to just keep my angle and keep my position. To just go.
To just shift it
up and
vertically.
down.
Yeah.
Same thing here. Okay, so just let's press shift. Okay. So now I have my design. So the last thing to do is just to export your project. So very simple, files, export font, and
then you get like a Node.js file that you can just install on your desktop, on your library.
And now,
so if you install it now,
yeah, okay. I'm gonna install it. So I'm gonna show you with this part. So okay, now I'm with the record. So let's do this. Okay, install. Okay, she's here. So now I'm gonna just switch to InDesign, and then actually it's here. So as you can see, record 2. So now I just prepare this little contextualization, like a CD cover or CD-ROM cover, I don't know. And then I just type, yep, wrong letters, record, and then I have my design. So I think it's very simple. No?
Very simple,
yeah.
Quite fast. The result will always depend on how much time you spend, of course. But as you see, like it was really fast. For a logo, it's really powerful.
Yeah, logo or lettering, and
yeah.
As Hugo has said, it's very important to have your own idea before getting into the application.
Right. And the good thing is now we have this design and we know where we want to go. Mm-hmm. It's always possible to work with different variants. And for example, if you want to test like a light variant, something a bit wider or even tighter, more condensed, it's possible, and it will not take you more time, since you have worked on the manual editing and the shapes. It goes very, very fast. We can show you some examples made with Prototypo.
Yeah, sure.
Made with different templates, just to show you that it's really easy to make different kind of stuff. So it's all the projects were made with Prototypo.
Yeah.
If you want to start, Luca.
Yeah, sure. So as you can see here, we are started with the grotesque template, which actually is a sans serif, and with some headed serif, you can have this kind of result. With the slab serif and a bit of contrast like this, with some skills on manual editing, you can reach this point. And yeah, so as you can see, it's very different from the start, and you can really go far with some details and some manual editings. And for example, there is another one. So the same templates as we worked today in the webinar, but completely different results, as you can see.
Yeah.
Very low X height and contrast on some letters like this.
A bit extended. We went with something really rounder, a bit geometrical. Mm-hmm. We added some contrast, like on the E, for example. Yeah. Round dots, contrast on the A, stuff like this. So at the end, it makes a huge difference, but we haven't done like many changes on it.
That's true. And here in another example with the spectral templates, which actually is a Google font. Yeah, it's a Google font. And so as you can see, the serif are completely different. The proportion of the letters, the drawing of the letter, and even the shapes is absolutely not the same things. Sorry. And so this is more a display font, custom font, but
and it's as I was saying, like you might start with something classical and end up with something experimental because the application brings you new ideas. Yeah. And sometimes you see something and you say, yeah, like this is working, and I need to push that idea, and it could be a way of working as well.
Yeah, it's exactly the story for the serif, for example. So I just to touch a bit the parameters, and then the serif comes out like this, and I just decide to keep it. So yeah, it can bring some idea too. And third example, all still with the grotesque templates, and as you can see, the result is again different. And here the work was more on the spacing because this is actually a monospace typeface, so you can also do some monospace typeface.
Yeah, and you change the terminals on the A. You cut it off some of the terminals. I see that the F and the R, you made them really geometrical. So yeah, like some key changes make like big differences.
Exactly. And the last one is just
with the Elsevier.
Yeah, with the Elsevier. Again, no too many changes, but a bit of work in manual editing. On certain letters like the A, for example.
And you change the angle of the letters, like the O, E, C. So yeah, more like an engraving typeface. And that's it.
So, okay. Now let's go back to our face. Hey.
Yeah, we hope it was clear.
Yeah. And helpful.
Yeah. If you have any ideas or comments, don't hesitate to comment on the Facebook page. We'll also plan new webinars, right?
Yeah, a new webinar soon. So,
and the idea is like each time to have a different approach, a different topic. So today it was like record cover, but could be another design context, and just to show you the wide spectrum of
how to use the application without doing, I don't know, something without idea. But yeah.
But we might go into like more detailed projects. Okay.
So thanks for watching, guys, and
thank you so much. Bye.